Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday morning to everyone.
It is
I'm
Tuesday,
Kelly
right?
Knapp.
And
Yep,
I'm
it's
Lee
Tuesday.
Barrows.
Yep,
Yeah, happy Tuesday morning.
yep. So, how was everything? Everybody have a good night?
I stayed pretty busy yesterday. I told you I'm redoing the inside of my garage, pulling
Hmm.
stuff down off the walls and painting and cleaning and putting it all back. So
Nice.
I worked about 6 hours sweating off another 3 pounds in the garage
Oh,
yesterday. So
good.
yeah, we're getting
Okay.
there.
Well,
We're getting
good.
there.
Slowly but surely.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it didn't rain.
No?
It's just very, very humid.
Hmm. It's very humid this morning. Yeah,
And I
very much
noticed
so.
that when I was pulling out tools
Hmm.
and stuff, how rusted they
Hmm.
were from the humidity in the garage. So
Hmm.
I guess I might have to get a dehumidifier
You
for
may
the
have to put, oh, I
garage.
didn't think about that.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of
Huh.
stuff was rusted, and I'm like, whoa,
Wow. Now you make me think I need to go check my stuff.
yeah.
Never thought about
Anyway,
it.
so how is everybody out there in
Yeah.
our listening
Yeah.
land? Anybody have anything they want to talk about this morning? Any rants or anything?
Well, I think some people probably want to rant about their property tax bill
Oh,
that got
you
that.
talking about that bill I got out of the
Yeah,
mailbox
I got mine
yesterday?
yesterday.
I opened it.
Hmm.
I had to have a glass of wine before I
Hmm.
opened it, but we were expecting it.
Well, here's the thing. I want to say this. Okay, um, the commissioners are mandated by general statute.
That's
So
right.
those that don't know what a general statute is, that's a law
Yes, it
set
is.
forth by our North Carolina legislators that every 8 years, by law, county commissioners have to reevaluate property. Onslow County, many years ago, decided to do it every 4 years because to do so every 8 years could, for some people, be very catastrophic.
Oh, sure.
So it was time. So this was when they were reevaluated. It had been, it was the 4 year time frame. Because I asked Robin about this. Um,
Right.
so they are required. This is out of their control. If you want to, take it up with somebody, take it up with Phil Shepard, George Cleveland, and Michael Lazar, because
That's
they are
right.
in the General Assembly. They're the
That's right.
ones that vote on reevaluations, et cetera, et cetera. Now, if we had an increase in sales tax, that would
Which I'm for.
that would offset the property tax, and you could use the sales tax revenue instead of having to reevaluate
That's
the
right.
property tax,
To lower
and
that
and
property
you could
tax.
lower the property tax rate and value and just use the sale tax for that type of income.
Right. And we've been talking about this for years.
The people have.
That's right.
Now, the person who refuses to do that would be our own George Cleveland, who refuses to even discuss raising the sales tax. So if you want to be mad at anybody, you need to be mad at him, because
Well,
on more than one occasion, he has been asked to look at raising this,
right.
and he will not.
Right. And when you increase the sales tax,
Hmm.
even a quarter of a cent, you're
Yeah.
really not going to notice it that much when you go to get groceries.
Hmm.
And I don't even look at the sales tax. So I just buy the groceries. But think about it is that's levied on everyone living
Everyone that come,
in
let me
Onslow
explain how
County.
that works. Every human being that comes to Onslow County buys gas, buys a candy bar, buys a sex toy at the sex shop,
Okay.
whatever it is they're buying,
Right.
no matter if they live here, if they're passing through on 17 or 24,
Or they're living on
whatever,
base,
whatever,
living in base housing and
they
not paying
have to
property
pay
tax.
that sales tax.
That's
So
right.
every human would be collecting money from them. Property tax is only collected by human beings who actually own property here in Onslow County.
That's right.
So you've got a smaller group of people having to fund for everything.
That's right.
And it absolutely 1,000,000% is not fair.
Well, I
Now,
agree
so
100%.
I would even be willing, this is just a Kelly thing, would be willing to go on record to say, I'd be willing to pay even a half cent increase in
Right.
property tax, not just
Oh,
a quarter.
right.
So
Well, I
That's
don't know.
yeah.
If you go to the North Carolina General
Mhm.
Statutes and it's under section 153, and it
Mhm.
talks about property taxes and such and what the county commissioners are liable for. And just look at the pages of things that they're responsible
Mhm.
for paying on auditorium, coliseums, convention civic centers, which we don't have here, beach erosion, national disaster, cemeteries, civil preparedness, defense of employees and
But
officers,
the
deaths
main
and
mandate
judges.
is the schools.
Yes, and it goes on for like 2 to 3 pages
You
here
know,
of things that they can be responsible for using those tax dollars for.
but that is after they are
That's
the
right.
schools come first.
The schools come
So you have
first.
whatever's left over goes to all the people. You just brought up civics, and I wish you hadn't
Right.
even done that, because now all the bandwagoners
Yeah.
are going to want a civics center will say, see, but you got to understand the
That's
schools
for those
come
owned. Right.
first.
That's
This
right.
is the extra stuff, and you got to understand the other thing. The county employee salaries come out of that other stuff also.
That's right.
So and here's the other thing. Last week, Commissioner Bennett was in here, and he brought that book
Yes.
that he got from
And I hope
the
he
county
calls in.
commissioner convention he was at. Let's be real, people. North Carolina, Onslow County was 93 out of 100
100
for
counties.
counties with the lowest property
That's right.
tax value. So it could be a whole heck of a lot worse. You could be, the
In that top
one,
25.
the top 25, the top 50, the top 75, but we're not. So there's that. And I will also go on record as saying my property tax bill that opened up yesterday was $3,448. So please don't think for 1 second that we didn't feel the increase, because Robin and I absolutely did.
Yeah.
And I'm certain
everybody
that some
has.
people's bills were not as high as ours was.
Right.
And all I'm saying, as before, even the commissioners got their bills raised.
That's right.
So they're not exempt from this. We have a
Right.
caller. Caller, who's this?
My name's Phil.
Hey,
Hi,
Phil.
Phil.
Hey, they need to do a referendum.
Mm-hmm.
George Cleveland won't. I'm not going to say what I want to say. He needs to let it be voted on
Mm-hmm.
for the quarter-cent sales tax. I've said it before. I don't own a house or
Mhm.
anything. I just own, my vehicle tax and everything.
Right.
But it still affects, when the property taxes goes up, it affects my rent.
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it
definitely.
needs to be put on where everybody pays.
I agree. 100%.
I know it's hard on the property owners and everything. I think it needs to be raised.
Yeah.
And I don't own property. I think the sales tax should be done for a referendum.
And you're right. And you brought up a very good point. And because I understand those that do rent,
Absolutely.
yeah, and you're 100% right. People don't think about that.
Small businesses that own property. It could
Yes,
be raising
even the
rates on their
businesses,
goods.
the mom and pop stores,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
it's going to hurt them.
I mean,
That property tax, okay, are they going to be able to afford that extra employee now?
Yeah.
Which it's hard to find nowadays,
right.
the employees.
I agree.
I mean,
Yeah. A sales tax increase is the fairest and most equitable way to go, in my opinion, because, like I said,
yes,
every human being that steps foot in Onslow County, that goes to a Circle K, goes to the grocery store, goes to the mall, goes to a regular store, goes to a hotel, whatever, a fast food, whatever, they are going to pay. They're going to have to pay tax on that. So we're collecting from everybody,
That's right.
instead of just a select few.
That's right.
And I can't
back home,
Yeah. Go ahead.
they have, instead of putting a burden on all the property tax
Mm-hmm.
owners and all that, they done a income tax. It's like 2.5% of what you get paid per pay period and everything, and that's where they lower the property tax value. Is for everybody to pay, even the renters and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are upset about it, but it helped the city out, where the property values aren't so high, which I know people don't like paying taxes.
No. But the other thing is, it could be worse for us, and I'm really surprised, because we do have.
I think Dare County is the highest.
It is, yeah. and which is a little weird. to me.
yes.
they're
It was
number
so
one.
strange.
Yeah, they were number one. And that's shocking to me. But I mean, we are the seventh lowest in the state out of 100 counties. We're number 93, which it could, like I said, which is amazing, especially because we do have that prime real estate on Topsail. But I mean,
Yeah,
that's just a small
it-
portion. But yeah, I mean,
and
it
you
could
gotta-
be worse.
You got to look at it. The base, they can't do, get property value off the base or
Right.
Huffman Forest.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Alger County is unique.
Yeah.
I think it's like 40 or 50% of the land in Alger County is taxable. Something like that. I can't
Right.
remember.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
I agreed. I just and I would I just do not understand George Cleveland's rationale for why you would not want to collect from because here's the thing. We have a lot of people that come here. We do have tourists that come here. They come to North Topsail Beach.
Yes.
They come to tour the military stuff, our gardens and stuff. People come here for military, retirements. They come here for military, the schools at Camp Johnson when they graduate, a lot of things. So we have a lot of people that come to Onslow County. Why would you not want to collect? Even if it's for $2 hamburger, well, they don't make $2 hamburgers, a $5 hamburger anymore, the sales tax off of. I mean, I just don't understand George Cleveland's rationale for not wanting the increase. I don't get it. I've never gotten it. It makes no sense. The commissioners have asked him before about this, and he refuses. I don't understand. I mean, I don't get it.
I wish there was a way that Alger County citizens can get a petition to have that put on without the representatives
Well, the thing to do
saying
is
yes or no.
just flood your area representatives. You can go on North Carolina General Legislature and look up their
I have.
official emails.
But I don't
and
think he
phone calls
cares.
and-
He
Yes.
just thinks he doesn't care. Here's
Philip Shepard has not. Philip Shepard is my representative. I have emailed him twice about the sales tax and the medical marijuana, not the smoke type, the pill form.
yeah.
He won't respond back to me. He will respond back to an issue about the farmers. He'll go in person and everything, but he won't email me and everything like that. I understand the farmers are very important.
But so are other things. Let me give you my take on that. You're a citizen of this county. You're a voting citizen at that. I don't care if he disagrees with everything you say. At the very least, as an elected representative of this county, he should at least have the courtesy to email you back. Even if he says, I don't agree with nothing you say, I'm not going to do it, at least give you the courtesy of responding to you. I mean, it is pathetic if you are emailing him about issues and he is not even responding. That is not what an elected official should do. Bottom line, I don't care who they are. That is sad and pathetic.
I met him one time at a function, and I didn't care for him. I haven't vote for him since then, and I'm an independent.
I mean, it's just it's time. It's high time that the elected officials need to understand they work for the people, not the other way around. And the commissioners' hands, while none of them really wanted to do this, their hands were tied. I mean, that's what people don't understand. And like I said, every one of the commissioners' property taxes went up too. Mine went up almost, oh my Lord, about $800-900. Period.
That's ridiculous.
My bill yesterday was $3,448.
If I'm not mistaken, I forgot when that one referendum was put on the ballot. That quarter-cent sales tax, I think it was like $3 or $4 million. I might be wrong. This was to help for the school system, fire departments. When the rescue squads was there, it's to help the rescue squads, EMS, and the sheriff's department. That's what that quarter-cent sales tax was for and everything. Even the city of Jacksonville has wanted a quarter-cent sales tax, and they have been told no.
Makes
Also.
0 cents. But like I said, I'm all for making a half cent because look, you raise it a half cent. The people that want some of the other things like a a convention center or whatever, there might be enough money to actually give them that. So I'd be all about paying a 0.5 cent sales tax increase. I would, because honestly, you're going to have, especially because you're buying things that you're going to have anyway. So
That is
whatever
correct.
it is. So, it's not like you're just going out and willy nilly. You're going, if I need a brand new stove and I have to pay an extra 0.5 cent sales tax, I'm not going to be like, well, no, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
So let's just do this and move on. I just do not understand. And I'll never understand.
The main reason why I was calling is back home. I don't know if you've heard about this. Kia and Hyundai's, there's that juveniles are stealing them like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's a TikTok challenge and everything.
Why am I not?
I just want to let the listeners know, I don't think it's big and heavy here in our neck of the woods, but just be careful with your Hyundais and your Kias and everything. Make sure that if you got to put a club on your steering wheel where they can't take it or whatnot, because they're overriding the system to get those vehicles. And so that's the main reason why I was calling is, because the juveniles, it's bad because there's been several fatalities because the police are chasing them because they've got guns or they've done robberies and stuff like that also. So I just want to warn the citizens about whoever owns Kias and the Hyundais, just be, make sure you take extra precaution securing your vehicle.
I agree, and I hate these TikTok challenges. I just do.
It's
I
ridiculous.
mean, these kids get involved. I mean, they see that, and everybody has to, participate. But I agree. Yep. Matter of fact, I watched. A lot of people know I like to watch the live LA police chases, and one was involved. I watch it. I get the alerts on my Facebook, and there was a Kia being chased the other night. Matter of fact, so and they think it was some nonsense like that. I mean, so dangerous. Yeah, I agree. People do need to be vigilant. Yeah.
Yep.
Well.
All righty. You ladies have a good day.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Oh, getting ready for a dive.
Well, I figured.
I
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, we got to go catch a boat. We're going to go over to a little island nearby.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Beautiful pictures.
I've been
Beautiful
listening
pictures.
in, and let me straighten out a couple of things on the sales tax. George Cleveland is not stopping the sales tax. Okay. George Cleveland is stopping the people of Onslow County from having the opportunity to vote for or against a sales tax.
Well, agreed.
additional
Yes.
sales tax.
Yes. I need to be a little more clear. Yes.
He has nothing to do with the sales tax option. The entire legislature could do it without George Cleveland. They won't do it.
Right.
They will not do it unless the local delegation, that includes one senator and 3 state representatives, that's what we have here in Onslow County, one from Pender County who has a little bit of Onslow County, but any one of those 4 could say, no, they will not support a local option sales tax. That means he will not allow the people of Onslow County to decide what's best for the people of Onslow County.
You're right. So let me restate that. Yeah.
They are no longer representing the people of Onslow County, those who hold up this thing. Now, George Cleveland, of course, has been quoted infamously as saying, you don't have a revenue problem. You've got a
spending
problem.
But guess what? You have to spend to run government.
George, if you're listening, or any idiot out there who knows George, will call him and say, George, listen up, Bubba. You and the rest of that legislature in Raleigh, you have put so much taxes on the expenses on the citizens of Onslow County and every other county, including those school mandates for smaller classrooms. But who paid for those additional schools? Not George. No, not the people who voted for it.
That's right.
We did.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, George is the one who is refusing to allow this to go to a vote to the people, because I truly
That's
believe the
bottom
citizens
line.
will vote for the property tax. I believe they would rather have an increase in sales tax than have a select group of people for the property tax.
Right.
And
'Cause
he
I
will
would
not. That's
never-
what I'm saying. So yeah, maybe I needed to be a little more clear.
I
George
know.
I just
Cleveland
want
is the hang up of
Right.
that.
I've already been
I
told by
just
several commissioners that they would definitely drop the property tax
If they had that
down.
sales tax, they would.
Right.
Yeah, there would be no reason to have it the way
That's
it
right.
is.
now,
And it is the way it is to fund all the things they are mandated to fund. Period.
yes, it is exactly. That's
So I mean,
exactly what the
I've already
problem is.
seen the Facebook hate posts and blaming the commissioners and
Oh, well,
who
we
you're
knew
not
that was
voting
going to
for,
happen
and
right away.
fine. But you better remember that as well when you go walk into that poll and you see George Cleveland's name on that ballot, because he's the reason why we can't even have a referendum. So remember that. So when you're hating on the commissioners, you better spread your hate around a little bit, because it's out of their hands. Period. Bottom line.
Well, one of the county commissioners is a strong supporter of George Cleveland. He's been on every Facebook and publicity pictures and everything else with him
Mm-hmm.
the whole time. But the people of Onslow County will continue. This time they have no choice but to support George Cleveland or a Democrat who's running.
Mm-hmm.
And far as Phil Shepherd is concerned, sorry, he's running unopposed.
Yep. That's sad. That is
That
just
is
absolutely
very
sad.
sad.
Yep.
Now, so what's going to have to be done is find somebody to stand up
Yep.
to support other people who are running for office, not the individuals who are causing the problem.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay?
agree. If I were the Democrat running against George Cleveland, I would publicly come out in support of a referendum and watch his vote tally ching 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 on up,
Yes,
because I'll
Mr.
vote for him.
Johnson.
Yeah.
If Mr. Johnson's listening, that would be your strongest platform.
I
If
were
you came
him-
out and did nothing but that at this point
Yep.
in time,
That's what I would do.
you would be
Mhm.
overwhelmingly elected.
Yeah.
Not a
Well,
doubt in my
speaking
mind.
of Ike, he's on vacation this week, but he'll be back next week, and he is interested in coming in on the show.
Absolutely get him in
Wonderful.
here. Yes,
Bring him in.
because
Yes.
I mean,
All right, well, I
Yeah.
gotta pack up my gear. We
Right.
got an appointment with
You
the
have
underwater area,
Well,
some
Well, be
seahorses.
safe.
enjoy. Oh,
and
take some
enjoy it.
seahorse video.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
seahorses.
I love seahorses.
I do too.
How about starfish?
Yeah.
Any starfish out there?
No,
Oh well.
Those little
okay.
seahorses are cute, though.
Oh, they
He's
are.
filmed them before.
Yes,
I mean, he
I've
was showing
seen
me. Oh
those.
my goodness, they're so cute. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
try to take some of that video and put it on our TikTok
All right.
too.
Well, have
guys,
fun.
take care. Have a rest of your
Okay.
show. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks
All
for
right, bye.
calling.
All right, let's take a break. We're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSNME. We'll be right back. All right, it is time to do some weather.
Yes,
so, Lee, take it
certainly
away.
is. With a team committed to the boating and fishing community, Elise and George have made it a priority to make sure your experiences are good ones. While it's not practical to tell you how to repair your motors, Tideline understands that there are many things that you can do to save time and money. That's one reason the ship store has a variety of prepackaged do it yourself maintenance kits. Knowing too that today's outboard motors are much more complex than the Evinrudes of the 1960s, Tideline has a staff of factory trained and certified technicians to keep your engines running. Tideline Marine, 159 Oak Breach Street, conveniently located across from the Wildlife Boat Ramp in downtown Jacksonville. Open weekdays 8:30 to 6 and Saturdays 8:30 to 2. Today, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds, adjacent sounds and rivers with a moderate chop. Wednesday, northwest winds around 5 knots, becoming southeast in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. And Thursday, north winds around 5 knots, becoming east in the afternoon, seas around 2 feet.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 84. There's about a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 10 o'clock. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 71. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high of 87. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 70. Thursday, partly sunny, a high of 88. Oh, it's going to get warmer on Thursday. Yikes. And then Thursday night, mostly cloudy, low of 71.
Well, let me ask
Yeah.
you this. If this partly sunny, what's the other part? Cloudy?
Yeah,
So,
that means
what's
sun
the
and cloud.
difference between partly cloudy and partly sunny?
I agree. I don't know. I think
I've always
the-
wondered about
because
that.
this is a Kelly opinion. I think that means whatever partly the word they use after the word partly,
Right.
it's what it's going to be more of. So if it's partly sunny, it's going to be more sunny than cloudy. If it's partly cloudy, it's going to be more cloudy than sunny. But I don't know. But that I'm not.
Well, why don't we
familiar-
just say
yeah.
more sunny than cloudy?
I agree.
I don't know.
But that's
Weather.
what I
I
think.
love the
Yeah.
weather, though. If I
Yeah.
could do my career all over again, I'd want to
Mhm.
be a meteorologist.
I would not be because you would talk about
I
somebody
want to chase
hated.
storms.
But that's a storm chaser.
Yes.
But a meteorologist, people get very angry at the weather person.
Well,
weatherman,
that's
weather
one
woman.
job you can be wrong at and not be.
You can be
feared
like,
for
hey, Mother
getting
Nature.
Fired.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because
I
we
agree.
know how Mother Nature changes her mind.
Mother Nature just does
continuously.
her own thing. But yeah, so I think, in the coming days, we're going to see a lot of people talking about the property tax, their property taxes that are due, and you're going to see the Facebook posts and the whatever. But all I'm saying is,
Well, everybody has it. Most people have a tendency to get very upset
Yeah.
when taxes go up. And of
Mhm.
course, who do they blame? They're going to blame their local people for
but you got to put the blame where the blame lies.
That's right.
Let's share some of that. And
Remember,
once again,
93rd out of
Yeah.
100, it could be a whole
it could be a
lot
whole lot
worse.
worse. And the other thing is, their rates went up too.
Well,
So
we're
let's
a
be
unique
real.
county in
Yeah.
itself, because we have the military base here.
Yeah.
And we have all those families living on the military base who don't have to pay property taxes on where they're living. So, and speaking of elected officials and
Mhm.
et cetera, early voting period for the 2022 general election begins Thursday, October 20th, 2022, and ends
Wow.
at 3 p.m. on Saturday, November 5th. Registered voters or eligible individuals in North Carolina may cast an absentee ballot in person during this time. This period is sometimes called the one-stop early voting. During early voting, voters can cast a ballot at any voting site in the county. You can go anywhere
Wait a
in the
minute.
county, and there should be 5 spots open. And would-be voters that may same day register and vote. So if you aren't registered, you need to change your party affiliation. You need to make a correction on your address, etc. You can do it all at one time when you go to early voting. Now, you just have to remember on regular election day, which would be November 8th,
Mhm.
you have to go to the poll that's assigned to where you live. And if your address is wrong, then you're going to have to go to the poll where that address is at and then correct it from then on. But
Hold up. Let me back up for 1 second. So the election's November the 8th.
right.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this is more your thing than mine.
Right.
I always thought the elections were always the first Tuesday in November,
Yes, they are.
but they're not this year because the 8th is the second Tuesday of November.
Right.
So what happened?
I don't know. I guess
Okay.
This is
Who
just what was
changed that?
decided. I don't know,
Is
but
that
it's
a
on.
national thing, or is that
Yes,
Huh.
I guess. I don't know. That's a good question.
because I always thought in the past it was always the first Tuesday of November. So how?
Well,
Yeah,
you know what? They have, well,
I'm looking at the calendar.
You
November
have-
1st is a Tuesday.
yeah, okay, you have Veterans Day. Veterans Day is what? On
11th.
all right, so I don't know the polls. I guess I don't know, Jason, if you're listening.
Yeah,
call in.
I'm just curious. I always thought in all the years past, the first Tuesday of November was election day. Why is it not November 1st this year instead of the second Tuesday?
It has something to do with how many days that you're required to have early voting open for, and probably that November 1st falls into that day of early voting, so that's why it was moved.
But
to
that
the
would
very
have to be
next
a
week.
national thing, right?
I'm not sure if it's national. I know for North Carolina, this is what they vote on. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Well, that has to
7,
be
8,
because
9,
aren't people vote?
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See, November 1st is part of that 14 days of early voting.
But why not just start the early voting earlier and keep it at the first Tuesday of November?
Well, yeah, you could do that.
Because I'm saying it can't be a state
It all
thing.
has to do with certain days.
Because people
and
are running for
time limits
Congress.
Right.
But what my question is, who changed it?
I don't know.
Because in years past, I always thought it was the first Tuesday of November.
Yeah, you could have backed it up
Yeah,
like
why
a
not?
week
Why
prior.
not? Yes, why not start early
So
voting
anyway,
a week prior?
October 20th through November 5th, and on November 5th, which is a Saturday, it will close at 3 o'clock.
But I just want to
So you
know
have
who changed it.
14 days. 14 days to go out and
That's
early
too
vote.
much. I think it's too much. Do a week.
I think a week too.
Why do you need 2 weeks? Why do you need 14
if
days?
you want to, just keep the
Yeah.
polls open to 8 o'clock at night or something like that for a week, and
Yeah.
Saturday a full day. But yeah, 14 days is a long time.
It's a very long time. I don't understand the rationale behind that. I mean, I don't know. I think oftentimes things are just overthought, but I want to know from some human why it's not the second, why it's not the first Tuesday of November when it always has been that way.
Now,
Because
you
it has
know,
to be
you
national.
can go on to your voter registration. You can go to North Carolina voter
Mm-hmm.
search and look up your registration, and to make sure that there is one on file. And you have to give your given name, not your nicknames, and it's just all self-explanatory.
Mhm.
It explains how to do it when you go on there. But you can also click on it and get your sample ballot. You can also go through North Carolina absentee ballot portal with the state and look up and see what your ballot is, because not all of us are going to have the same ballot.
No.
Onslow County is divided into 2 House districts. You have Shepherd and you have Cleveland.
Yeah.
So if you live in Cleveland's district or Shepherd's district, your ballot's going to be different. So I think you live in Cleveland's district,
I'm in
right?
Cleveland's district.
And I live in Shepherd's
Right.
district. So that's how our ballots are going to be different.
Yeah.
It's going to give me the option under the North Carolina House to choose Shepherd, and yours is going to give you the option to choose Cleveland
Well, I'm not choosing
or
Cleveland.
whoever's running
Yeah.
against him. So
So,
that's something that people, a lot of people don't understand. But we are divided. Now our Senate district is all the same. Everybody in Onslow County, we have one senator representing us, so everybody will have Senator Lazar on their ballot.
well, I had someone yesterday.
He's running unopposed, so
Yeah.
he may not even be on the ballot.
Well, I had
haven't seen
someone
it yet.
yesterday in the Republican Party tell me that I was a Republican and I had to vote for Cleveland. Now, let me tell you, first of all, don't tell me what I have to do. I don't have to do anything.
Right.
Okay. Second of all, I'm not going to vote for somebody that clearly is not doing my will or the will of the people, for that matter, or will of a lot of people. So absolutely not. So I've said it a month ago. I said it 3 months ago, and I'm saying it again. One, don't tell me just because I'm a Republican, I have to vote for George Cleveland, because I do not. And two, don't tell me how to vote.
Well,
and I'm just
because
going
you
to-
just said that, you've just been labeled as a rhino. I just want you to know
Well,
that.
let me tell you something. Some of these people spouting rhinos actually used to be registered as Democrats.
That's right.
So I hold anything they say in very little regard anyway. You can go and search my voter history from the time in 1987 when I turned 18 years old, that I have always been a Republican. There's never been a registered Democrat listed under my name in this state or any other state. And some of these rhino spouting nonsense people cannot say that. So I take what they say with a grain of salt anyway.
Oh, man, they have
Yeah.
changed this website
Yeah.
somewhat. Yeah, I think that as an American,
Yeah.
you have the right to speak your mind
Mhm.
and vote your conscience, and if you think one person's better over another person, and that's why sometimes, I brought up yesterday
Well, I
when
believe in term limit. This right here, folks, is why there should be term limits. I think I don't care if you're running for what is anything. Term limits. Period. There's term limits for president. There should be term limits for everything else as well. This 10 years, 20 years, whatever should not be happening. Period.
well,
Bottom
I
line.
just went on the website and it told me I was not eligible to vote in this election.
Oh
So
my word.
obviously a few little things they need to work out.
Did you
here.
misspell your name?
No, unfortunately, I did not.
And
But
I love my state. I'm
I do
born and
too.
raised here. Moved as an adult, moved a little bit, went out of the country, whatever. But I'm back. Came back because it's where I belong. But sometimes elected officials here just make me shake my head. And Madison Cawthorn, I am so glad he will not be running after. But this idiot continues to embarrass us in North Carolina. Did you see what he did yesterday?
I have not seen lately.
Lord
What,
have
what,
mercy.
what has he done now?
He had to send an amended campaign finance report. He got in trouble a while out, recently for somebody not reporting his finances. Do you know this moron tells the feds he forgot about $236,000? I could see forgetting $10. I could see forgetting 100. Heck, I could see 500. $236,000. One
That wasn't
simply does not
reported?
forget. Yeah, that he didn't put on his thing.
Yeah.
So now, because he filed a month late, he could have to pay more than $17,000 in fines. So then he filed another document saying he got the first report wrong. He's claiming he forgot about the $235,566 he personally gave his campaign. What kind of pockets does he have?
We can look it up
Yeah,
right now.
I
We can
mean,
see where his money's at.
another 10,000 went back into his pocket. He paid off part of a loan he made to his campaign, and he that most of that personal money went to pay off a debt to a company owned by his chief of staff. See, this sounds shady all the way around. Now, why are you paying off? Why is your chief of staff involved? I don't know. I think he's shady anyway. Oh my word. I don't know, but I feel like he might be going to jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as my ballot not appearing, they haven't added the ballots to the website yet, so
Oh, okay.
they're not available yet.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, that
I
works.
still get
Yeah.
the vote.
Yeah. Well, good. I was going to say, I know you're not going to have anything messed up with your ballot unless somebody's gone in and done something unscrupulous to your
It wouldn't
name in
surprise me.
there. Yeah. But I don't understand this massing cause. People like that make North Carolina look bad. They just
Right.
do.
Right.
They absolutely just do. And come on, Madison Cawthorn. How you? I would love to be able to say, I can't have this money.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. So, all right, let's take a break. Live and local, real talk on Freedom 97.1.
Okay, we are back. We delved right into politics again.
Yeah, we did. It's something
we
we
were-
swore we wouldn't do.
we swore we were going to take
Well,
like a week off, which I guess
but
we
there's
did.
been a lot
but-
of things happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here, straight off the AP wire,
Mhm.
a local North Carolina grand jury on Monday advanced its consideration of possible criminal charges against the North Carolina State Attorney General Josh Stein and two aides over an investigation into a political ad targeting Stein's 2020 election opponent. And his election opponent at that time was Jim O'Neill. Met him, great guy.
Mhm.
After hearing from a State Bureau of Investigation agent, the Wake County grand jury asked in writing that the Wake District Attorney's Office submit an indictment for consideration against any and each of the three people, including Stein himself. The Democratic Attorney General in his 2020 campaign, let me back. The Democratic Attorney General, his 2020 campaign manager Eric Stern, and current State Justice Department Chief of Staff Seth Dearman,
Mhm.
a former Stein campaign manager, were identified in Monday's presentment document signed by the jury foreperson. They have not been charged with any crime. Stein, a potential 2024 candidate for North Carolina governor, lashed out in a statement at what he called a nonsense investigation. Gee, I wonder if he feels that way about Trump's raid. Huh? Now this has happened to him.
Mhm.
The investigation stems from a state board of election complaint filed in fall 2020 by Stein's Republican opponent, Forsyth County District Attorney Jim O'Neill. He accused Stein's campaign of circulating a political ad that violated a 91-year-old libel law. The O'Neill campaign says Stein's commercial, which accused the Republican of letting more than 1,000 rape kits go untested, was false and derogatory because police, rather than prosecutors, are responsible for testing rape kits. Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman's office began investigating this in 2021. Freeman, also a Democrat, said Monday that her office could present the grand jury with a possible indictment as soon as next month, but a ruling as early this week from the Fourth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals could derail the district attorney's push for prosecution.
Well,
Interesting. His campaign
Yeah.
staff, Stein's campaign staff, is
Mhm.
trying to say that the ad was truthful. And a 91-year-old law, I've
Well,
got to
here's
look
the
this one up.
thing. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but also too, the fact that the grand jury is even considering it leads me to believe it must be some truth, and that a
Right.
Democrat is who's also heading up that prosecution.
That's
So you
right.
cannot say that it's as a your Republican witch hunt, so to
Well,
speak.
Jim O'Neill
Yeah.
is a Republican.
Yeah, I know, but
Right.
what I'm saying is the person that's would be prosecuting this is not a Republican.
Right,
Is what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me see. Using a 91-year-old statute that has never been used against any other candidate. That's what the Stein campaign is saying now. Wow. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. I mean, politics can get really wild sometimes. And here
mhm.
you've got somebody pulling out a 91-year-old law on the books.
I mean, kudos to him, but who would even,
Right.
a lot. Oh no, my thing's unplugged. Hold on.
Yeah, interesting
plug.
as to that right there. So we'll have
Yeah.
to wait and see. And it has been rumored in the rumor mill that Stein was going to put in he's a
Oh,
Democrat and he was going to put
run
in a
for
bid.
governor.
And
Yeah.
we all know who the Republican candidate's going to be. He's
Mhm.
not formally announced it, but we
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, we do know.
We know.
I
We
mean,
know.
So, yeah. I need a higher footstool.
Yeah. Oh, you want to take mine?
No, I'll just use.
Oh,
I'll
really?
Just, I'll just lean in like this.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
New Mexico has
I
less
saw
than
that.
30 days of drinking water left. How about that?
I mean, oh, that's much better on my feet. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Now
so
I don't
welcome.
have to scrouch down. Yeah.
I know. I still have to
I
get
was
pillows.
sliding. Yeah.
I know
I saw that.
it's
Like,
so hard to get comfortable sometimes.
yeah.
But it's all good. We got it going.
We're falling apart in here this
Yeah,
morning,
I
but it's all
know.
good.
It's
I hit my
hot.
hand. It's hot in here.
We have
it's
the
like,
door
ugh,
open
yeah,
and we're listening
yeah.
to the sounds of the trucks going
Look
by.
at the we had to because the air was so stale and gross in here. It was so bad. And you know what? Look at the time. We got to take our break because I know
Wow, it's time
Chris.
again.
Wow, really?
Chris is proud
Chris
of us. We've done
Chris,
a great
we're doing a
job.
good job. See, I'm staying
That's
on
right.
task. So, all right, let's take our 50-minute break that we're required to take. We're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. And we are back.
I just had a story all keyed up. I was getting ready
I
to
saw
go
it.
off on, and I have
Was it the
lost
one about
it.
the lady?
Yes, I just had
Oh, I have a
that.
story. Let me
Okay,
find it.
good.
No, wait, I
Yes.
got to find it. You go first.
Now let's
Um,
talk about stupidity. This is on oh, here it is right
Yeah.
here. Let me see, where am I at? Oklahoma City. A mother was arrested after Oklahoma City police said her two young children were found alone unresponsive and buckled up inside a locked car on Sunday.
Oh, heck no.
Get out the
No.
mom
Yeah.
vigilante
Yeah,
squad.
I'm telling you.
Oklahoma
Yeah.
City police responded to a Walmart store just before 3 p.m. Police said a citizen ended up
Mhm.
crawling through an open sunroof to unlock the car. An open sunroof. A witness told police that the car was hot to touch and she burned her hand as she tried to get in. The outdoor temperature was 98 degrees Fahrenheit, and police said there was no shade anywhere near the car. Both kids were awake and crying in an air conditioned security vehicle by the time they arrived on the scene. According to a police report, security footage shows their mother, 33-year-old Elizabeth Babb, and a young child walking into the store around 2:22 p.m.
Mhm.
Babb is then seen walking out of the store 6 minutes later and quickly walking back into the store by herself. A short time later, police said store security was given the vehicle's tag, and it was announced several times over the intercom to see if the owner would walk back out to the car, but nobody did. Police said Babb was seen on surveillance at the self-checkout line at 2:57 prior to leaving the store again to go to her car. By then,
Mhm.
police said the children were already out of the car and getting looked at. Officers said Babb told them she was only in the store for 5 minutes. Look, 1 minute is too
First
long
of all,
to leave your
mm-mm.
children in a hot car.
I'll fight. Let me tell you something. I will bust somebody's car window out quick to take a
Certainly
pet
will.
out and
Yep.
kids.
Yep.
Bottom line. So I will put. I said this in the spring. I'll put people on notice. If I'm in a parking lot and I see an animal in your car with the
Right.
windows up, or children, I promise you, or an elderly person. I saw that one time. I have enough things in my car that I can bust a window out with.
Well,
I will do it.
yeah, she was arrested on
And
2
I'll be
counts
yeah.
of child neglect.
Mhm.
And according to the police report, the children were released to their grandmother until their father could get back to town. Wow.
Well, let me tell you something that made my mom blood boil and my nana blood boil. Oh Lord. This is why you don't let little children go to the bathroom alone in restaurants, especially
Oh, never.
in Chicago.
Mm-mm.
This past weekend on Saturday, right before 6 o'clock, a 6-year-old boy went to the bathroom at a McDonald's, and a 62-year-old piece of trash named Brian Sutton sexually abused this little 6-year-old boy. When security tried to intervene, he beat up the security guard as well.
What? How old was he again?
The man was 62. The security guard was 61. The little boy was 6. But then he tried to fight the police when they showed up to arrest him. He was charged with felony aggravated kidnapping and felony criminal sexual abuse of a victim younger than 13. The little boy had to be taken to the hospital. I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, my 6-year-old grandson wouldn't be going to the bathroom by himself, but that's
Nope.
neither here nor there.
And we were
But
talking
let
about
something
that earlier. Right.
happen with my folks, with my absolute Kelly Bear hands. Would I have taken care of this piece of
Oh,
crap?
sure.
Bottom line, would
No.
not have needed a weapon. I would have saved a whole bunch of taxpayer dollars to get scum of the earth like this off, because a pedophile cannot be rehabilitated. There is no room on the human planet for these kind of people. Bottom line, end of story.
That's right.
Would not have.
That's
There
right.
would have been no taking him to jail. Wouldn't have needed to waste the police time.
Right.
Taken away from other calls. I would have dealt with this trash and went on.
Well, when
Yeah.
we come back from Fox break, I'm
Mhm.
going to talk about a news story that broke yesterday in Havelock that really makes me so mad.
Well, I can also talk about one that took place along these lines at an elementary school in
Oh,
LA
no.
a couple of days ago. And oh man. So let's take our Fox News break. Live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1. We'll be right back. And we are back, and very happy to have everybody joining in. If you have something you want to talk about, give us a call, 910-333-0139. Now, Lee, you got a story.
Yes, this is out of Havelock.
Okay.
This really burns me. Two men
Okay.
were caught on surveillance camera damaging a helicopter displayed in front of the tourist event center in Havelock. The Havelock Police Department said the video footage captured two white men walking around the planes and helicopters on display about 3 a.m. on Saturday. One of the men is seen climbing onto the RF-4B Phantom II and taking pictures. A short time later, both men walked up to the HH-46E helicopter and tried to spin the blades before breaking out before breaking out and climbing into the aircraft. So anyone that recognizes the man, it's on TV 12, and it's got actual videos of and pictures. And go in there and take a look. And if you recognize these gentlemen, well, I wouldn't say gentlemen, these two troublemakers, call the Havelock Police Department.
That's kind of
really?
scary. I mean,
and these are military, relics there. I mean, I call them relics, but I mean, this is, we honor our military, and somebody wants to go up there and 3 a.m. in the morning anyway. What in the
at
world?
3 a.m. in the morning, there's nothing good comes from being out at that time of night.
Stupid crooks. There's video cams everywhere. I mean, why would you
In
not
this
think?
day and age, there's cameras. Absolutely.
Oh, they have them on camera.
I don't understand.
No,
Yeah. Well, in Riverside, California.
Oh boy.
A man, and it was last week. So a man jumped the fence of an elementary school, entered a bathroom, and attempted to sexually assault a child. It happened Friday. Somebody on the campus saw a man coming out of the at the McAuliffe Elementary School, saw a man coming out of the girl's bathroom, heard a girl crying. The man fled, but the guy followed him and got a license plate. So, turns out this piece of crap, he's 32, Logan Neischwanger. He's a registered sex offender, and he was arrested on suspicion of attempted sex acts with a child under 10 and being a registered sex offender on school grounds. Now, he was previously arrested in 2015 for exposing himself to students at the Mark Twain Elementary School in Riverside. See, Oh, and in 2016, he was convicted of molesting a child under 18. Lord have mercy. Now he's been held without bail. Look, all y'all got to do is tell the inmates why this piece of crap's in there.
That's right.
And then just take a coffee break. That's all you got to do. Let's just be done with it. Because obviously, and what is with these crappy jail time? Send this fool to prison and be done with it. He shouldn't be able to be out to go do this stuff again. Period.
Well, I want you to look at this gentleman. Well, I keep saying gentleman. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Look at this man's crazy face. Doesn't he look demented?
Yeah.
A special response team in the western part of the state helped bring in a man wanted in an eastern North Carolina county on charges that include child abuse and taking indecent liberties with a child.
He looks drugged out in that
He
picture.
does.
Yeah.
Alexander County Sheriff Chris Bowman said the communications center received a 911 hang-up call last week from a home in the northeastern section of the county. Officers were sent to the home to check on the well-being of those living there and talk to a man who said that his roommate was making concerning statements and may be suffering from a mental illness. Investigators said Brandon Warren, 39, of Beaufort County, had barricaded himself in the bedroom, and they didn't know if he had a weapon. There was no one else in the home at the time. Several attempts to communicate with Warren were unsuccessful, and officers on scene called for an additional off-duty personnel to respond. Warren was found to have active warrants for failing to appear in Martin County for child abuse charges, indecent liberties with a minor, and a habitual felon charge. So,
where's Alexander County? Isn't that in the mountains? I think it's in the mountains.
Right. And these crimes against children, the child abuse and indecent liberties, happened right here in eastern North Carolina, Martin County. So, it just seems to be such a sickness going around with this.
I agree. I totally agree. Wow, very sad. My grandson hit me up with, Nana, I want to go to the mountains during the winter.
Oh,
Now, y'all know
yeah.
Kelly don't want to go to the mountains during
No,
the winter.
Kelly
I don't
doesn't.
like the snow. So I got to come up. Y'all got to help me come up with something. I need an excuse why we can't go to the mountains for the winter. I need something. So anybody want to help me out with that? Let me know, because where can I tell? I tried to. Let's just go down to Myrtle Beach and go to the Night of a Thousand Candles. That's what we did last year, and he liked that. But
yes.
I want to do both, Nana.
Oh, that place you went to
Yeah.
that had the dragons or something in there. What was that?
You're talking about the Dino Cafe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That place is wild. It could be scary for little kids though, but
Well, good news. Good
Yeah.
news. The Pinter County Fire Juniper Road is now 90%
Yay!
contained.
Yes. Yes,
So,
yes,
in
yes.
fact, they're pulling out
Yeah.
some of their people and they're working. So, thank you all very much for everything that you did out there
Mhm.
working in the hot
Mhm.
heat,
Yeah.
battling forest fires. So,
That's tough. They have a tough job.
it is a
That's
tough job.
tough. Kudos to them.
I
'Cause
mean,
I
you
couldn't do
know,
it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I know I couldn't do it.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
98-degree days out
Yeah.
there, and the heat index is like 107, and you're battling fire.
Mhm. With those packs on and those big things on, those tanks weigh about 30, 40 pounds. Oh man, those guys are and gals, because it's men and women, they're tough.
Wow.
Yeah, they are tough. I love it.
Yes, they are
Yeah,
tough.
keeping us
Kudos to
safe.
them
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
in that heavy equipment. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, it just
And they don't give up. Like, they take breaks and then they go right back to it.
right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just looking. This is getting national attention.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Hey, America's favorite doctor is resigning effective December.
Why wait till December?
I
Oh,
don't know.
I don't know. I want to
Is that
do
a
his whole
Christmas
year.
present to us all?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci
Mhm.
is resigning.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that he had been that he was in that office as long as he was. He served several presidents.
Oh, yeah, it's been there a really long time.
The
And
White
we
House
never
chief,
heard of it
right.
until, my thing is, I don't recall until COVID ever hearing this man's
Yeah,
name.
he
Maybe
had
I
over
did and just don't remember it.
50 years of
Yeah.
public service. Well, I guess until COVID, there wasn't really, you didn't hear
Mhm.
anything. But yeah, he has advised 7 U.S. presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And he's leaving public service to
Mhm.
pursue the next chapter of his career.
What's that?
And I don't know. I hear tell he's
Mhm.
writing a book. He first joined in 1968 at the age of
Mhm.
27, eventually taken over as director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases in 1984.
Hmm.
And former President George W. Bush awarded Fauci the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2008. So I didn't realize he'd been around that long.
Well, I didn't. Well, I knew it'd been a long time. I did not realize 7 presidents. I
Right.
did not know that.
Right.
But I, once again, never heard his name until, COVID.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah, he became a huge household fixture
Mhm.
during the COVID-19, battling his back misinformation, sometimes from the highest levels of the government.
Yeah.
So, 81 years of age. And yeah,
Hmm.
I want to retire and enjoy life. I'm sure
Yeah.
he's got a great pension.
Yeah. Well, that's
Sure
probably why he's
does.
waiting until December to do the rest of it.
Right.
Have you heard of the Friendship Motor Speedway in North Carolina? It's in Elkin.
No.
It must be like a smaller racetrack, kind of like maybe the one
Right.
we have here in Carter County.
Right.
Well, it's canceling the remainder of its races.
Why?
I'm about to tell you why. They issued a lengthy Facebook post.
Uh-oh.
It's a 1,600 word post. I'm not reading the post, but they listed a number of concerns and why. So the key points they list included an encouraged group boycott of the track, non-compliance with safety standards by the fans, verbal abuse towards employees from racers and fans entering without paying the price of admission. Well, how does that even happen? Racers failing to file the proper paperwork with the IRS, littering, vandalisms of restrooms, difficulty gaining sponsorships amid the negative social media attention. Yeah.
Well,
And they will be available in the future for private test sessions. Yeah.
looks like it's a dirt track.
It is. Yeah,
Costs us $100 per car. If you bring 2 cars, you pay $100 for each
So
one.
people got
Well,
mad
I'm
about
glad
it,
they
yeah.
clarified that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, darn. That's a shame. That's a shame.
And
But
they were, I mean, they added a little hostel for the fans. If you can't afford the
right.
admission price or don't want to wear the arm brand on your ribs, stay home.
I
I mean, I get it. I don't
yeah.
know. I could see both sides. I'm reading this and
It's a 3/8 mile
they got
oval
hostile,
dirt
but I
track.
think they got fed up. I'd like to know what's been going on. If you don't like the event running order, where you are diverted to park your tow vehicles, trailers in the pits, or division rules, stay at home. There must be a division that goes out first every week, and
Now, what
division
was
goes
it?
out last every week. So I guess they're saying that the people in the divisions were complaining as well. You know, one thing I've learned: you can't please everybody, but rules are rules.
Yes, they are. Yes,
Wow,
they
these people
are.
are mad. So they just said, "All right, we're going to just shut it down."
Wow.
Wow. I don't
Well,
know.
they
I don't know
probably
what to
just
say
got
about
to
it.
the point they're done. I
Yeah,
think they said
people
that,
do get done after a while. Can't blame
yeah,
them.
they've been out there for
Yeah.
30 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. Well, I know you're not into NASCAR, but we had
Mm-mm.
a NASCAR first Sunday. They were driving on a road course
Mhm.
track. See, it's not all oval, Robin. There are left turns in some other courses.
Oh, you mean they
But
did like streets?
yeah, well,
Okay.
it's already laid out. It's
Oh, okay.
Watkins Glen, and it's
Oh, yeah, I've heard of
already laid
Watkins
out.
Glen. Yeah.
So you do
Yeah.
a lot of lefts, rights,
Right.
up over bumps, and all this kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it began with it raining,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually had rain tires on, and they had a windshield wiper, and
Okay.
then they have blinking lights in their back window, to see. So they drove the first, first part of the race in the pouring rain. A lot of the drivers were really nervous, but generally you don't see that whenever it's rain. You usually get a rain delay, but this
Okay.
was a road course, and
Mm-hmm.
they actually did the first part of it in the rain. It was really fun to watch.
Hmm.
Slipping and sliding, but no, I think most of them did very, very well. So I know NASCAR's into doing a lot of new things for the first time now, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. So I'm checking out. Yes, they don't have any events listed. No upcoming events past July 30th for that Friendship
Okay.
Motor Speedway. So
Okay.
they might have just gotten to the point where they're just like, we're
Fed up.
done,
Yeah.
fed up.
Well, if you got people going in and not, paying the price of admission and stuff,
Right.
or vandalizing your stuff,
Right.
I get it.
Exactly. Yep.
I understand.
I think I'd be to
Can't
that
argue
point
it.
too.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. So,
Well,
yeah, very sad. So, yeah, can't argue it.
Looks like Michigan's got a real issue with dozens of dogs being killed by the
Saw that.
mysterious
Yeah.
parvo-like illness in Michigan. I'm telling you, to have a pet, you need to be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you get their shots.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you feed them good, nutritious food. Take them for walks. I mean, my dogs are just like little children to me.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
they're my, yeah.
they're my babies, and I do a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure they have all the shots. They're up to date. They're flea and heartworm
Yeah.
medication. Heck, they have a better life than I have.
I love my
I mean,
pets out.
I do too. I mean, they lay
Yeah.
around on the couch,
Mm-hmm.
and they just like
Mm-hmm.
doing what they like doing.
Yeah.
So,
Living
and
their best life. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Going back to New Mexico, we touched on that, but we didn't really get into it. In the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, buzzing chainsaws interrupt the serenity. Crews are hustling to remove char trees and other debris that have been washing down the mountainside in the wake of the largest wildfire in New Mexico's recorded history. Going on to say workers have dug trenches and built barriers to help keep the flood of muddy, ash-laden runoff from causing more damage so it won't further contaminate the drinking water supply for the community of more than 10,000 that sits on the edge of the forest. It has less than 30 days of drinking water left.
That's scary.
Yeah, it
I mean, I
is.
feel bad for those people. That is a scary, scary thing.
Well, I'm sure that we as a nation will help take
Mm-hmm.
care of them, send them
Yeah.
some water, and do what we can
Figure
to
it
help
out.
them. But
Yeah.
I would just, could you
How does
imagine?
that happen?
Could you
Is there no
imagine?
contingency for that? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know.
Could you imagine
Hmm.
living right here in Onslow County and us having a problem with drinking water? Do you know what the stores would be like right now if you knew an issue was coming?
Look how it is when we about to have a
Oh
hurricane.
no, you can't find
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
anywhere
Yeah.
on the
No.
shelves.
Wow. I got a story that's scary, and I
Uh-huh.
can flat out imagine the panic that this caused. I'm going to read you this headline because you wouldn't believe me if I just started telling you.
Okay.
Panic erupts after Walmart shopper accidentally shoots himself
Huh?
and 3 other people with a single bullet.
And 3 other people
With a
oh
single- with
my
one bullet.
gosh, with one bullet.
So here we go. This man named Michael Walton was carrying a gun in his waistband unholstered when it began sliding down his leg,
Stupid to begin
causing
with.
him to grab for it. Watched too many
Yes.
movies.
Oh my god.
So he was according to the police, he was reaching, the gun was in his waistband and it was not holstered and it was loaded. The gun slipped down his leg and he attempted to grab it
Good Lord.
and was somehow manipulating the weapon
Good
and
grief.
it discharged. Now,
God.
this
This guy does not need a gun.
One of the victims, he shot himself in the leg, shot another
Right.
victim in the
It went
leg.
through his leg.
One got hit in the back of the leg, and
Good
the other one
Lord.
got bruised by the thing. All of them were towards the lower portion of the bodies with one bullet. How?
It traveled through
Yeah.
his leg, hit somebody
Mhm.
else's,
Went to-
traveled through that one. They all must have
Mhm.
been at close range.
Had to have been.
Wow. Did
And
it
it
say
d-
what kind of gun it was?
It was a pistol, but no. And the gunshot sparked complete pandemonium and panic.
Oh yeah.
Everybody started running. Then another Walmart worker said there's blood everywhere down there. Yeah.
Clean
Yeah.
up in aisle 3.
Yeah. Blood cleanup. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it did not say what he was charged with.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure he was definitely charged over
Mhm.
that. It was
Oh, absolutely.
crazy.
Can you imagine? I just cannot imagine.
You just don't
Yeah.
stick a gun in your waistband or in a pocket. You need to have it secured to your body if you're going to carry it that
Well, you
way.
do know that the Walmart here, at least it did, had a sign that said you can't bring a gun in there.
I
on
never
a door.
noticed that.
And it may not be there now, but I remember seeing it. Now, I ain't been to Walmart in a while. Let's be real.
Mm,
So maybe it's not
uh-oh.
there no more.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear about this? The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have identified a possible source of the E. coli outbreak that has sickened 37 people in 4 states.
Before you say it, I'm going to pose a guess. Romaine lettuce.
Yep, you're right.
I knew it. It's always romaine lettuce. That's why I don't like to eat it.
Sandwiches with
Yeah.
romaine
I
lettuce
knew
at
it.
Wendy's restaurants in
Mhm.
Michigan, Ohio,
Mhm.
and Pennsylvania.
What is it about romaine lettuce? Every time we get a big giant news story nationwide about E. coli, it's always stinking romaine lettuce.
Wow. Out of the
Yeah.
26 patients
Mhm.
interviewed, 22 reported eating at Wendy's within a week of their illnesses
Oh
starting.
wow!
So
Yikes! Yeah.
I don't know. I sometimes when I go out to eat,
Mhm.
I'll get the salad,
Yeah.
and it's usually fresh and
Mhm.
fresh and crispy. But if I'm going to a fast food restaurant, which is very few and far in between, I usually get it without all the lettuce and all that because you just
Mhm.
don't know.
Well, yeah, and yeah, I agree.
But
But
then
I just had a
again,
feeling it's
you
always
could-
romaine lettuce.
yeah,
It just
you could
always
go to
seems be.
Hardee's and get a burger and get E. coli. So what does
Yeah,
it really matter? So
yeah. All right, well, let's take a break. We're live in Local
Break
Real
time.
Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be back with weather. All right, and we are back, and we're ready to do some weather.
Yeah, once again, it's that
Yeah.
weather
Mhm.
time. Okay, the marine forecast is brought to you by Tideline Marine. With a team committed to the boating and fishing
Mhm.
community, Elise and George have made it a priority to make sure your experiences are good ones. While it's not practical to tell you how to repair your motors, Tideline understands that there are many things you can do to save time and money. That's one reason for the ship store, which has a variety of pre-packaged do-it-yourself maintenance kits. Knowing too that today's outboard motors are much more complex than the Evinrudes of the 1960s, Timeline has a staff of factory-trained and certified technicians to keep your engines running smoothly. Timeline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, conveniently located across from the Wildlife Boat Ramp in downtown Jacksonville. Open weekdays 8:30 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays 8:30 to 2 p.m. Today, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. Wednesday, northwest winds around 5 knots, becoming southeast in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. And Thursday, north winds around 5 knots, becoming east in the afternoon, seas around 2 feet, adjacent sounds and rivers flat.
Today, mostly cloudy, a high of 84, but I'm going to tell y'all, it's humid out there today.
Yes, it is.
Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 71. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high of 87. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 70. That's the theme. Thursday, finally partly sunny, a high of 88. Obviously, that means more sun than clouds. So there we
Right.
go. Yeah.
It's
Something's not right.
see,
Try
What's
using
wrong
a
with your
different
phone?
formula.
my Google just started I don't know. It
Talking.
turned on. It was like waiting
Yeah.
for me to ask it something, and then it just started talking.
Yeah.
So sometimes things are really weird
Tell
in the
you.
world.
Yeah. Your phone did that the other day, too.
Yes.
Remember last week? It
Right.
did something wacky.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because I was scrolling through
Oh,
looking
okay.
for something, and I
Yeah.
came across something that
They had
had
it talking. Yeah.
right, and I have
that's
it
weird.
muted.
Yeah.
But if you go
Now
onto
you're making
any
me take
type of
yeah.
media platform,
Yeah.
unless you mute it all, you'll
Mhm.
hear that too. So anyway, I don't know. That was weird.
That was very
I know my
wild.
sister and I were driving one time, and this is when I had the terrain, and we were going up Highway 24, and we were just talking. My hands on the steering wheel. She's just talking, and all of a sudden, Google goes, "I don't think that was very nice," and we just looked at each other like, "What?" You know, we didn't. I didn't touch any buttons. We didn't ask Google
Had y'all been
anything.
talking about anything or talking about anybody or
Not
anything
that
like
I
that?
can recall,
'Cause
but I
that's
was
spooky.
close to pulling off the road and doing
Mhm.
exorcism on my car.
We got rid
It
of
was
our Google
weird.
in our house
Right.
because Robin and I were talking about something one time, and this is a true story. Our Google started laughing out of the clear blue. I mean, and he was like, "Nope," and he unplugged that thing and threw that thing in the trash. Yep.
Well, my
Yeah.
ADT, I have a motion sensor that's inside of the
Mhm.
house, and I unplugged it because there's been times I've been sitting there, all of a sudden red lights will come on, and I'm like,
Mhm.
you
It's
know,
getting the ghosty in there.
who's
Yeah.
watching me from
Yeah. Yeah.
ADT or whatever?
Or it's tracking a ghost.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
tracking a
Yeah.
ghost. I had that
Yeah.
happen to me one time. Not that it
Mhm.
was a ghost, but I was sitting in the kitchen,
Mhm.
nowhere,
Mhm.
nothing around my head, and I felt this big thump on my head. And the first thing I thought of was it had to be a bat,
Mhm.
something big to
Yeah.
hit me in the head.
Mhm.
And I'm just looking all around. I saw nothing
Huh.
anywhere, and
Creepy.
still have yet to find, no wild animals,
Mhm.
no flying insects. It was just something thumped me in the head.
Nice.
And then I remember one night watching TV, and you
Mhm.
know how you get shadows from the
Yeah.
TV
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting there, and the TV's this way, but to my right, I caught real quick. It was like a light that kind of
Mhm.
swirled down and swirled up and away, and I was
An
like, "In my
orb.
house,"
Caught an orb.
but look, as long
Yeah.
as they're friendly, I don't have a
Oh
problem
yeah.
with it.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of scary sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what else have we got going in the news? Where's our callers today? They're awfully
Mhm.
quiet
Yeah.
today. And Friday, we have a guest coming on the show that's married, military
Mhm.
veteran. Her
Mhm.
husband's a veteran, and he contacted an illness while serving, and she's going to come on and talk about the pure torture and hell this man has gone through and trying to get help for him through the VA. It's a very
Oh, I can imagine how
heart-wrenching
that is.
story.
Yeah.
And so she'll be on Friday. And then we have some more guests that we're lining up for later in the week. So we'll see
Cool.
what happens.
All right, we have a caller. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
It's the Donkey Man this morning.
Well, how are you doing?
Hello.
I'm trying to do it. Yeah, you was talking about the veterans. You know, it makes me sick,
Mhm.
sick.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
To
too.
find a veteran,
Mhm.
and even the older ones some of them were drafted back in Vietnam, makes me sick as a dog.
Mhm.
That this country will not take care of no better than what they do,
You
and I
definitely
get
want to
it makes
listen to this story.
Mhm.
She'll be here.
Oh,
at 8
yeah, I'm
o'clock on
going to.
Friday.
But I was calling in about your ghosts, and I never believed in them. Never believed in ghosts, and I won't never forget. I was in the Piggly Wiggly, walking down the aisle,
Mhm.
and I met this lady, went right by her, and she stopped me, and she gave my name,
Oh,
and I've never seen her in my life,
right.
and she called me Mister.
Mhm.
I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you know, your son's walking about 2 steps behind you. So I brushed it off.
Mhm.
But I remember Natalie, my daughter.
Mhm.
She would get up out of bed, and she would come in there. And she said, something's messing with my hair. And I said, what? Said, something's messing with my hair. And I would jokingly say, well, it's Marvin. He's in there trying to brush your hair. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine. And that scared the living daylights out of her. And she finally asked me that one time. She said, sometimes I feel air come across me. That's what he thinks you're pretty.
Oh.
And I just brushed it off because I still had a hard time believing in ghosts. But it's like I told a friend of mine, her son died, and I said, let me tell you what's going to get you.
Mm-hmm.
She was so upset about it, and I said, and this is what it is. I said, you don't know it yet, but one day you're going to smell a smell.
Yeah.
A smell. She said, a what? A smell. I said, and when you smell it, it's going to be him, and it's going to be a smell that you're used to, and you don't think anything about it. And she said, well, how do you figure that?
Carried away.
No, and it's just like my son, he washed in Brute Cologne. He loved Brute Cologne better than he loved the Lord, and I could stand it.
Yeah.
And I have been out Midwest, West driving truck in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And I would smell that Brute Cologne.
Wow.
And I didn't have a thing in the truck that belonged to him or nothing like that, been around him. So it kind of made me think that, the spirit world does go around. But I believe in it now, partially. But I just want to let you know, you probably got somebody hanging around. Might be somebody that has died and gone away, and that's real passionate about you, Lee, that likes you and is going to protect you.
Okay.
But that was my little story. But it used to tickle me. Natalie would say something.
Every encounter that I've had is just been a quiet encounter. It's been nothing aggressive or crazy. So I feel like that whoever it is or whatever it is a friendly spirit.
Maybe that's watching over you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a guardian angel.
That's right. Could be.
Maybe the guardian angel was thumping you upside the head because you weren't doing right.
Well, I was sitting at the table doing computer work, so I don't know. It could have been a warning.
Yeah.
It could have been, but I'm glad y'all bring it on the show. I want to be able to listen to that. I really do, because it does make me sick when I hear about a veteran. Don't matter if they were drafted or volunteered, but a veteran that is homeless. Now that is just
when you call the VA for help and they tell you, why don't you just put them in a nursing home? Yeah, that's just part of it.
Oh, don't get me started now.
Kelly's gonna be mad. She's probably gonna start.
Well, I've got some older. I have some older veteran clients. One that was served in the Vietnam era.
This man's in his 40s.
Oh no,
completely.
And I have seen how the treatment that how's these the VA. I've seen the VA treat a lot of my clients because some of them are sent to me for counseling because they've been waiting so long to get it through the VA. They can't get the VA just sends them to me. But it's absolutely horrific, and you gonna get me riled up and gonna make my blood boil on Friday. Are you?
No, I just wanted to. It's really, it really breaks my heart.
It is very sad,
right?
Oh, it makes me mad that that we can take an illegal immigrant, bring them in, let them have a green card. They can go and get a grant to buy a truck and a trailer and go out here and haul freight for 7 years, and the only tax that they're paying is the diesel fuel tax at the pump. That's it.
That's right. That's
For
right.
7 years.
That's right. Illegal
But-
immigrants
and-
get more. They
They
get
got
more
more rights than a
amenities
veteran.
and rights than.
Yeah.
Look at our veterans. I mean, my dad, before he passed, he had several bouts of pneumonia. And with a person that's older in years, when they have pneumonia, it generally just wipes them of their body strength.
Yeah.
So they have to go to
does.
rehab and they have to, build their body back up before they come home. And of course, there's no place for veterans to go here in Onslow County. You'll have to put them in a nursing home. And Lord, you don't even want to talk about
nursing home.
because I know they thought I was a Nazi every time they saw me coming in the door. But when I feel like I have to be there the full day with my parents, my mother or my father, to help them, at least, make sure that they can get up and go to the bathroom. I mean, I could tell you horror stories. And the one hall that he was in was mainly all veterans. I called it Lejeune Hall. Did you? Yes.
Right.
And Dad had at one time another veteran that it was in a semi-private room that they put in there. And this man had dementia. And he was a retired colonel or something, I can't remember. But the only thing he had on was a hospital gown, which, they don't cover a lot. And he's laying on the bed and the family's in there visiting Dad. And this gentleman was just like flapping his gown. I mean, let's just say we saw everything. But I got so mad. I went up to the nurse. I said, at least for the man's dignity, I don't get you have to put a diaper on him, put something on him because it's his dignity, and they were just, in fact, the family, we brought clothes from home for the man to put clothes on him.
I'll tell you what, if I could ever win a substantial amount of money in the lottery, there's several things I would do. One of the things would be I would open a nursing home that would be elite, but would take anybody, and my staff would be top notch, and you wouldn't have people languishing in their fluids and not being fed and over medicated.
I saw so much of that.
Lord,
see, I had a bunch of. I was going to take it to Walter B. Jones, and get help from him, but that's at the time that he got sick and then passed away. So. It didn't happen, but I'm gonna tell you what I saw and the way our veterans are being treated. I don't say we have the largest amphibious base on the East Coast.
Yeah,
we have a naval hospital, and I've heard horror stories lately about that. But why can't we have a nice VA rehab center right here in Onslow County, right next door to the base hospital, whatever?
Yeah,
something to help these veterans.
We need that. I would also try to get a daycare where the kids were being properly treated and babies weren't left laying in cribs, not held. I would do that. And I would open a long-term treatment facility for substances for mental health.
Lord, I hope you make a lot of money, because don't you be. And I ain't saying this. I'm not saying this to be ugly, but you'll be broke in 5 years.
I would like to win. When that big lottery came out, I wanted to win it, but it did not happen. But that's what I would do with my money. I mean, I would. Oh man, we have such a need for these type of facilities.
Oh yes, we do. And it just, I saw veterans that would ring their bell, and of course a light comes up on the outside of the door to notify the staff that they need help to go to the bathroom. Hours later, as they laid there, and you could smell their waste coming from the room. There's no need for it. We've got to do better.
I made a promise to my parents that I would never put them in home.
We did.
Fortunately, Dad, he had pulmonary fibrosis, and my dad literally went within a week.
Right.
Like, we didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew Dad
died from also.
But we I was there on Sunday. My dad was fine. On Thursday, I'm getting a call. You need to come home immediately. And my dad died Saturday. I mean, he went downhill that quickly.
Well,
so we're hoping Mom, I love my mama. Y'all all know that.
Yes.
Mom's 84 and probably going to outlive everybody.
Well, my sister and I moved into my dad's house and took care of him.
I will bring my mama down here, or I will go up there and see all my clients by telehealth if I have to. And I hate telehealth, as y'all all know.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting my mom in a home. It is not happening.
Right.
So
I don't
Same
blame
thing
you.
with my
Yeah.
mom. She had a choice, me or the younger brother, and she wanted to go stay with younger brother, which is a couple streets
Oh
away from
yeah.
me. And I mean, we were there. We took care of her last days. You know, we were there with
I'll
her
do
when
it.
she passed. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna. Our parents brought us into this world. I'm gonna be there when they leave.
Yes, yes. Because
So
I don't want to have to go to jail, and I feel like if my mama got put in a nursing home, I would be on the news.
Well.
Because I know how badly a lot of these places are, and I know it, and I can't. I have too many clients that I have to take care of, and my family and everybody else to be. I can't do it from jail, so I would be
Right.
better served.
Well, my
Yeah,
mom had to
but just
go.
make sure your brother and sisters on board with the same way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cause all it takes is one.
Oh no,
No,
they.
we were
I
all
found that out. All it takes is one.
We
Luckily,
all
my
came
brother. I have two
together.
brothers. They're on board. So we're
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
my mom had to go
Well,
to
y'all.
the nursing home for rehab also for the pneumonia. I was there from 7:30 in the morning till she went to bed at night. I clothed her, I bathed her, I changed her, I fed her, I went and got her coffee, whatever it took. I sat there for like 12, 13 hours a day. But you know what? You have to.
You gotta do something. Gotta
You
take care of
have
them.
to.
All right. Well, Tim, thanks for calling. We got to take our break. You have a good day, and we will. I know we'll talk to
All
you
right,
tomorrow.
we'll see y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Tim.
That was Tim, the donkey man. We
Yeah,
love
because
him.
he must
yeah.
have been working on something.
Yeah, he's on the vehicles. He's a
He-
hard worker.
Yeah, he
yeah.
is a hard
Yeah.
work. He's such a great
Yep.
guy.
All right, let's take our break. Live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1. We'll be right back. And we are back.
Yeah, here's something that I find a lot of issue with concerning the Confederate statute. I know we all have our opinions about it, and I believe that if it's an issue to a town, move it.
Mhm.
But in Enfield, North Carolina, a North Carolina town watched live online as a bulldozer pushed down its Confederate monument. Mondale Robinson, the mayor of Enfield, North Carolina, took to Facebook to share a live stream as a Confederate monument in the town's Randolph Park was demolished by a bulldozer. And this was on Sunday. Yes, sirs. Death to the Confederacy around here, Robin said in the video, as a bulldozer knocked the monument over. Not in my town, not on my watch. And Enfield, North Carolina is a small town of about 2,300 people, situated about 70 miles northeast of Raleigh. I know it's in Halifax County. The town board of commissioners voted 4-1 to remove the statue at their meeting. We voted for it to be gone. Is gone, Robinson said in a separate live stream. It's just a dead statue to a dead idea. The Confederacy, what once was, can now be can be more space for people to do yoga, workout, or anything else except to come here and worship the Confederate flag or Confederacy. All right, this is my opinion. It's part of history.
Mhm.
And if it offends, move it. If you've got to give it to another county or whatever, move it, put it in a historical place. It's part of history. I mean, it's done, it's over with. We weren't responsible back then for what happened back then.
Mm-mm.
We've moved on, moved past, but I just want to demolish it.
I don't like tearing down anything like
Right.
that, mainly because, history is not all good and there was bad. And yes, that stuff was bad. And what went on was absolutely horrific, terrible, et cetera, et cetera. But when you start trying to eliminate history, at some point you're going to, like I said, you're going to affect something that someone else,
Right.
that is important to them. So
Well,
I was my bachelor's is in history. I mean,
Yeah.
I was a history major. So I see both sides. I understand. I get it.
understand both sides.
But,
I'm with
yeah.
you on both sides.
But I
just don't see destroying it.
No.
It said the Veterans Memorial was dedicated in 1928, according
Mhm.
to University of North Carolina Chapel Hill database. The
Mhm.
10-foot tall marble base statue bears a Confederate flag carved into the marble of its center column and was initially built as a memorial to Confederate and World War I soldiers. Over the years, various inscriptions have been added to the statue, including dedication in memory of veterans who fought in World War II, the Korean conflict, the Vietnam War, and the Persian Gulf.
Hmm.
So it was much more than just a Confederate statue. I mean, why not? I just don't like to see things destroyed. I mean, why
Yeah.
destroy it?
I don't know. I mean,
Move it.
yeah.
Put it up on eBay for
Yeah.
sale or
Somebody
something.
will buy it. Yeah.
Destroy.
Yeah.
I mean, destroy it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like I say, everybody has their opinions, and we're
Mhm.
in a new day and age where we honor and respect each other. But what happened back then. That's history. It's done and over with.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
and boy, they didn't mind doing a live stream. Hey, watch
Mhm.
us destroy this.
Yeah. I mean,
I just don't get it.
yeah. So, did you know that the V8 Ford Mustang is being discontinued? The
Wow.
final gas-powered
the
Mustang,
Shelby?
as this says, the final gas-powered Mustang that debuts at the Detroit Auto Show. What is happening?
I know. I think I read somewhere where they're going to come out with an all-electric Mustang.
The Ford Mustang was one of the first pony cars that went on sale in
Mhm.
1964, and it will be the last that runs on gas. The 7th generation Mustang is scheduled to be revealed at the Detroit Auto Show on September 14. Ford said it will have a V8 engine and 6-speed manual transmission. But apparently the company and automotive industry is shifting toward electric vehicles. This is the last gas-powered one. Dodge will stop doing V8 powered cars at the end of next year, replacing them with the battery-powered Dodge Charger Daytona SRT. Oh my Lord.
I loved my Mustang. I
Mhm.
really did. It got old. It
Mhm.
was time to trade, and that was many years ago. But my daughter still has her Mustang from high school. I think it's like a 92.
Well, we better all start going
And
about
it's a
and stocking up
GT.
on gas-powered cars
I
because
know it.
apparently Seems like the automakers are trying not to make any of them.
Well, I guarantee you right now, things change in 2024. That'll all
Yeah.
be put on a back burner, just like everything else that gets
This
done.
is just dumb. People are struggling
Absolutely.
to afford groceries. We're not going to be able to afford these car batteries. I'm just saying.
Let's not even
for
talk
electric
about
cars.
groceries.
Yeah.
I mean, I go in and buy
Mhm.
just a few things and no
Mhm.
me's, just a few staples and other things to cook with. $124, and I'm going like, what did
Yeah.
I buy?
Yeah.
I've been wanting some cantaloupe, and they're like $4 a piece, and they're about the size of they're so small. They're so small, and I'm not paying $4 for a little teeny
Well,
cantaloupe.
I've got 3 cantaloupe on my vine. Now they're just
Oh,
starting to grow.
that's
So if they
right.
work out well, I'll give you one of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
We'll see. I
Good.
don't know, with all this rain and it killed all my cucumbers. I'm
Right.
not holding up a whole lot of hope. Oh my goodness, we got to take a break.
Oh, we do, don't
Yeah,
we?
I just looked at the time. All right, we're live in local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 11:20 a.m. We'll be right back. And we are back for our final, really like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it went
Oh,
fast today.
yeah, it
Oh,
did, yeah.
we have an update on the story of the vandalism on the aircraft in
Yes, the
Havelock.
plot thickens.
The plot thickens. So,
Yeah.
good, clear picture of the two men involved
Mhm.
and new surveillance pictures of the two men wanted for vandalism in Havelock have been released.
Mhm.
And Kelly and I we both kind of feel like they may be military, kind of
They look military. And this
Officials.
picture is clear
Yes.
as the day is long. I mean,
Well,
woo.
this gets crazier. Officials with the Havelock Police Department add that the men apparently ate at a local Waffle House before the vandalism spree and skipped out on their bill.
So that's theft. One of them's wearing a Marine Corps hoodie. So there's that.
Yes.
But they have Marine haircuts and everything. Like
Right.
one of them's wearing
And
a
the other
Chicago
one's wearing
Cubs
a Chicago Cubs
t-shirt.
So
Yeah.
he's probably,
But this
yeah.
picture is as clear as something on my phone.
Right.
Like there's
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
my
picture
word.
of both of them. And
Mhm.
you know what? They're right there at the Waffle
they're at
House.
the Waffle House in that picture.
They're at the
yeah.
Waffle House in the
Uh-huh.
picture, and
Uh-huh.
evidently their in-house camera. People are just stupid. There's
Yeah.
cameras everywhere.
People just do the dumbest things.
There's cameras everywhere. And here's I mean, it looked like
They look military. So they
Yep.
ruin their careers
right.
over some probably drunken nonsense.
Yeah, stationed, I'm sure, at Cherry Point.
Probably at Cherry Point. Yeah. Idiots.
Dummies.
Yeah. Oh, man. That they'll find them very quickly based on that picture right there.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Lord.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that one
'cause
of their
what website was that on? WCTI?
yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Channel 12's website.
It's on Channel 12's website.
Yes.
You want to see what they look like and see if you know them. Yeah.
Yes.
Ridiculous. That thing will be shared.
I do. They're probably in
Yeah.
their CEO's office as we speak
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
They're probably in there because pictures all over. Somebody's going to say, "Hey, hey,
Well, skip it out on
I
your
just
bill.
saw
It's-
Corporal
yeah.
so and so and Private
Yeah.
so and so
Yeah.
on the news."
Yeah. Well, they definitely look older than private, but who
Yes.
knows? Maybe they've been busted down for crazy
Yeah.
things already. I don't
I'm
know.
just throwing a
Yeah.
rank out there.
Yeah, I know.
know.
I see the X still, but
Yeah, we're looking at the tropics, and it's still right now. Oh, it's advancing a little bit. This
Oh, wow.
is 5 days is showing a
Wow.
40% chance of developing, and they just added a new area to
Mhm.
it, advancing it a little bit, and the way it's curving right now.
I don't know.
Everyone on the East Coast, I say,
Might wanna be
be
Y'all might want to start
attentive.
buying some bottled
You might-
water.
I
Just
don't mean to
saying.
go out and buy all the bread
No,
right
don't
now.
get crazy with
Don't
bread.
get crazy.
Lord, no, it's still very far away.
Right.
And these, honestly,
And it could dissipate.
yeah,
It could reach
something
a
could come
shear or
along
something.
and just tear it down.
But I know that they were talking this morning about there is a front that has
Mhm.
moved down and
Mhm.
it has stalled.
Mhm.
And if it stays like this thing will have no place to go. If it does decide
Yeah.
to come up the
So
East
then
Coast,
we'll be good.
then
yeah.
we'll be right in that zone now.
Mhm.
We'll
Yeah.
be right in that zone because that front is right
Mhm.
about there. So I don't know. I love the weather. It fascinates me.
Mhm.
I could just. You ever like the storm coming? I turn on the Weather Channel and I will watch it
Oh, I
24/7.
do too when there's like a hurricane
I just
coming.
get
Yeah.
I
yeah.
get so involved in
yeah.
it.
I do. For
Yeah,
a
but
couple
now's a good
reasons.
time if you go to the
Yeah.
grocery store this weekend to stock up on some of your staples and get a few cans of whatever you like to eat when the power's out, and it doesn't hurt. I start stocking up in March, April.
Lord, I'm gonna be in trouble of the food that they got me eating right now because of
Oh
this flare up.
yeah.
I'm gonna be in a world of hurt. Oh man, I just thought about that. My power goes out, it's gonna be bad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord, I gotta dig. I have a new generator. I need to get rid of. Take it out of the box. Like,
Oh
get it
wait, this is
prepared.
a different disturbance. Okay, this is disturbance
Wait,
2
there's
that's been
2?
out there. 20% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days, and then next to it, where the X and with the arrow, that's another disturbance.
Oh my word.
Yeah, see, it's
Oh no.
formation chance through 5 days is low, 10%. So, well, right now it's hard to say. So that is your weather forecast and
Okay.
a scoop.
Well, I want to thank everybody for listening to us and
Yes.
letting us rant and rave and
Yeah, we
do our
started off
thing
ran,
today.
didn't we?
Yeah. So I
Whew.
hope everyone has a wonderful day. It's humid out there, but right now it's not raining and
Yeah.
of course, it's 40%, so it's hit or
Nice.
miss. Everyone be safe. Have a good day. We'll see you back in here tomorrow morning at
Bye.
7:00. We're live in Local Real Talk. Have a good day.